Welcome to the story room. I have a terrifying tale for you called Childhood of a Demon. September 17th, 2010. Dear reader, if you are enjoying this piece, then they have caught me and released my diaries to the public. I'm most likely either rotting in prison or dead. I hope, if I'm dead, I got the electric chair. It looks so exciting on television, as you know, for I'm sure they must have told you by now those writings they've released. I am Jack Abram, the serial killer, a name the police gave me since my murders seem to remind them of Jack the Ripper killings. My last name comes from the second nickname, the Leather Apron. How very creative of them. Anyhow, I've rambled on long enough. I'm tired. I write more in the morning. September 18th, 2010. After much thought last night, I realized if I'm ever caught and the police really do release these writings, this would be a way to tell all about my favorite subject, me. I think I'll start with my birth. Even then, death wasn't far away. My father was a scientist who practiced ungodly experiments, many of which involved me. Even when I was a fetus, my father wanted to test his new abortion drug. It failed, but it poisoned my mother, and she would die from it 2 years later after giving birth to my sister. Good riddance. My mother was just a cheap whore who sold her body to my father's experiments, even to the point of having kids with him. My father was an interesting man, now that I'm looking back. A cruel, vile, unholy man, but still interesting. He believed in the worship of Satan, and he was a geneticist as well. He could never keep a job, always getting drunk and doing God knows what to animals in the lab. So with my mother's whore money funding his experiments, he got the crazy idea that if he used his talents to create a real-life demon, Satan would make him rich in life. So he had a son, and this is where my story really starts. He did many terrible things to me and my sister. Chemical baths, unnecessary surgeries, verbal, and sexual abuse. He made us do terrible things to each other as well. When I was a teenager, about 13, and my sister was 11, he made us do things to each other. I always loved my sister so very much, so it didn't bother me nearly as much as it did her. She was so beautiful. I think I've written enough today, more later. September 24th, 2010. Sorry I haven't written in a while. I was busy with my latest guest. I believe I stopped with my sister and father's experiments. Yes, these two subjects have an unfortunate crossroads. My sister never survived her childhood. She died when she was only 14. She was never buried. No, not buried. My father believed that to be a demon. I must be an eater of humans. He made me eat my dead sister's corpse, first by starving me in the basement where he kept us. Her body was there with me, but I had to survive. I had to one day kill my father for what he had done to me and my sister. It took a week and a half to finish her body. I'm sorry to have to cut this short. I must keep moving. September 29th, 2010. The police are on to me, I know it. I feel like I should finish this story for the sake of making sure people will know the true cruelty of a man. At the age of 17, I killed my father. Now let me tell you how. After so many years of waiting for a chance, a single moment for me to take advantage of, for me to kill him, while I was in his lab, while he was performing facial surgery on me, before I was put under the gas, he turned around to turn it on, and I managed to pick his pocket and hide a small pen into mine, After my limp body had been dumped back into the basement, I eventually woke up and noticed my entire head had been bandaged. It must have been from the surgery. My father had said something about making me look like a demon. I didn't care. I was too excited about my new tool. I had collected many little items through my childhood. My new pen, a paperclip, a shoelace, and a piece of broken glass from a bottle. These will be my weapons to kill my father. Tonight is the night. It was late. I walked up to the basement door. I used the paperclip to pick the lock. It was surprisingly easy, but the thing broke inside. Now all I have is the lace, the glass, and my pen. I was on all fours, silently crawling and creeping like an animal through the house. I see my father laying in the living room, asleep on the couch. I had the glass in my hand and I screamed as I jammed the shard into his stomach. The scream and the sudden pain woke him. He caught up quickly and started punching me in the face. We fought and wrestled throughout the house, the shard still in his stomach. We kept fighting until we were in the lab where our struggle knocked the test tubes and vials off the shelves. The chemicals burned my skin, so I pushed my father into the corner and beat him in the head until he didn't move. I ripped off my bandages to reveal my new face. My skin was a strange gray color, covered in scars. My lips, red like blood, and deep black eyes. My long black hair was missing in a few patches from all the surgeries, and yet, out of all these deformities, I had a great smile. I still do. And I did smile then as I do now when I kill. I looked at my lifeless father with my new eyes, and he started to move. So I picked up a bottle of acid that I remember he used on me as a child to burn away my thumbprints. And I poured it on his face. Then I kicked and kicked his head, his torso, arms, and legs. I just kept kicking until I knew he was dead, and then I kicked him more. I kicked and kicked until my legs gave out and I fell to the ground. It took me about an hour to gain my strength back. I got up and looked what I had done. My father's body was now a dead pile of bloody meat, and I was so glad. I was free now. And I only had one thing on my mind. If one man could be so cruel, then all humans must be. Truly, I must destroy these foul creatures one by one. In a funny bit of irony, my father had succeeded. He created a demon who slayed the devil and escaped from hell itself. And now I am free to do whatever I please. And so far, I've done nothing but that. And that is how demons are made.